gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And as always, I am joined by my good friend, Jim Tucker, or as I like to call him, Tucky!
Wow. 5 years. 5 years. Fuck. Hi, Ian.
Oh, hey, what's up? That was thrown on me, but yeah, 5 years. Hey, Erica, how you doing?
Hey, good. Hey,
Erica, if I'm not mistaken, you used to be a part of this show,
I was
correct?
here. I was here a little bit.
For a cup of coffee, as people would say in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, cup of coffee, biscotti, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Erica, how have you been?
825 days. Longer than Roman Reigns' reign.
Oh, so acknowledge OTM in the chat, please.
Damn right.
We surpassed Roman Reigns. We did it. Erica, it is an absolute pleasure to have you on this episode. We talked about getting you on for AEW All In, and it just coincidentally worked out that it is our 5-year anniversary. How you feeling? What's new?
Beautiful.
How you been?
It's beautiful. I love the timing. I love the coincidence of the timing. I've been good. Just, drowning in wrestling, which is the best way to go about life.
That's the way you go.
I took my mom to the Pink concert last night in Boston.
Ooh,
Took an hour detour. Oh, she fucking rocked. Took an hour detour on the way back to stop at a shop called A Spoonful of Britain and pick up some snacks, British snacks, for Sundays All In. So I'm ready.
Erica always has some kind of theme.
Yeah.
That's smart.
I'm a theme
Hey,
whore.
Marini.
I respect it. Tuck, what kind of setup you got for All In this Sunday?
Well, the fun thing is that everyone in my house is going away for this weekend, so I am like totally decking out while they're gone.
Yeah.
It's very British, very Wembley. I'm really looking forward to it.
There better be a lot of beer.
There's gonna be beer.
Okay, good.
Tucky, what's going down at the house for Sundays All In?
Well, my pre-show is an 8K. I got a race in Reno Sunday morning. So that's my 0 hour. Fuck them. And we've got the Blackstone. We've got breakfast. We've got mimosas. I have an official from London, England T-shirt. It just says London, England. I'm not picking sides on Sunday. The rest of Mista's family, other than us, went to Scotland, London, Paris for a 17-day trip. It was great. Kids fuck everything up. But they brought me back. I got a pair of socks with a cow on them. And I got a London, England shirt. And that will be the only time I wear it because next year All In's going to be in Texas.
Yes.
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
I will not be there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I debated it. Going to a big AEW show seems to be a bucket list. I mean, you could argue that AEW All Out and Forbidden Door are pretty big, which all of us have attended. But Ian, you probably don't have anything special going on. You're doing the same thing as me, watching by yourself.
Yeah, it'll be a, let's see where I'm at that time, because we will be recovering from a nice hangover from a draft night. So See where I end up in the morning if I make it home at time. If not, I'm probably just going to go over to your place and watch it there. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah.
You might as well come on by. But yeah, we have our fantasy draft on Saturday, so we'll probably be
Erica,
a little...
you a fantasy footballer?
Oh, I'm in 3 leagues this year.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
And I won my my money league last year.
What a main event and friends fantasy football league for $0?
Oh yeah, I like the $0 part.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let us know in the comment section if you would be interested in doing a main event fantasy football league. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe we throw in some extra incentives, like whoever is the biggest loser has to buy merch.
Yeah, I like that.
We'll talk it out with the rest
I'm
of the
taking
crew,
on purpose. I don't care what.
Yeah, we got good merch.
Love to see it. But let's go to the chat real quick. Steve says, congrats on 5 years of OTM. Been following the podcast for nearly 3 years now. And OTM is always can't miss episodes. Here's to many more years to come. Shout out to Kyle, Tucky, Ian, and Erica. What a guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was watching his stream earlier, so check out his channel for sure. Tuck, I'll ask this question to you. What are some of your favorite moments doing the podcast over the last 5 years?
Every podcast I did that didn't have you on it was outstanding.
I was a train wreck.
Oh no,
Yes,
Ian and I
you
tried
and
to
Erica did it. No, you and Erica did it. And you and Ian had done it.
Yeah, we've done it before.
Yeah, those were the best. I mean, when you think about it, no specific moments. We've had a ton of great episodes and things like that. I think my favorite moments were early on when it was new and trying to figure it out. That was always something. And I think that one thing that I like about OTM, our people, main event, and this little thing we've kind of started growing over 5 years is just for me to move 2,000 miles away from everything I love so dearly, and to still be able to have time to not only see my friends here in the stream on StreamYard, and connecting with Erica even more thousands of miles further away. It's just the connections and the relationships, and knowing that when we have a show, I get to hang out with some great people. And so for 5 years, it's been something that I think it was what I thought Wheelhouse could be, with my baseball podcast. And I love that podcast dearly. But I just think about all the times where, I think the chat has been my favorite part, and our favorite move, from recording in silos in our alone, and then posting it to being able to interact. It's been fun. It's been cringy at times. So you love a dash of cringe every once in a while.
Gotta have it.
Favorite moments are kind of like the anticipation of going to shows with our people. Like I think those are my favorite moments. Every show's fucking great if I'm on. So
Ian, we've had a lot of good moments over the years, and like I sent out on our socials earlier today, all iterations of OTM are here on one show. Started with Tuck and I, which, like he said, figuring out process, trying to find our groove. Then we bring in the wonderful Erica Marini, who was a great addition to the show and is always a great special guest. And then Ian, the full-time part-timer, filling in. Ian, you started as a listener, so for you probably remember some more moments than we do.
I mean, I have a lot of different answers. I mean, obviously, I think the blanket answer would it's kind of getting a little deep, but actually being welcomed into this scene and the entire community. I didn't do podcasts before. It was mainly doing wiffle ball guest spots and everything on podcasts, but being welcomed into the community and kind of haven't even met people, but I could call them friends just through an online relationship, and knowing we have their support, they have our support. It's a feeling I can't describe, and I've said that so many times to people that know I do podcasting, but that's kind of a blanket answer. But I would say probably one of my favorite moments was, it's got to be the selfish reason of the first All Out we all went to. That was just a blast. Erica, meeting you for the first time at that All Out was... It was awesome. That was my birthday weekend too, so it was a picture perfect scenario, and I still remember to this day.
Yeah, you guys talk about the chat. Who else is in the chat? That man, Dirk Bogus, is in the chat. And I'll tell you what.
Shout out to Dirk.
Dirk's a great name.
Well, anybody named Dirk. Sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
Dirk, we always appreciate
Love
you
him.
stopping
Dirk Van
by.
Bogus.
Yeah, but we've been talking for about 10 minutes here.
Yeah, and
Let's
those
pull
are
up-
some of my other favorite moments. The shows that we don't have a script on.
Right.
The best.
Whoever loses needs to get a bald cut. Now we're talking.
Jags loses.
I lost.
No,
I'll be losing soon.
that means if you lose, we
Throw it
got to
out.
go toupee for a little bit, dude.
Oh,
Also, wait, if Robbie's still here, Robbie, I saw your question about the snacks, my British
oh
shirt.
yeah. Let me pull it up.
I always see, which I will tell you what I bought, but I can tell you like later. There's something called digestives, and they look like crackers. I mean, they look like what we call cookies, which you would call biscuits. But what the hell are they? Like, do they help you digest? I got like a chocolate
You got
caramel one,
you got some fiber cookies in there, dog.
and then I got some
You got to get some shit moving.
potato and some Whopper,
Onion.
Monster Munch, and some. You guys are big also on prawn, the flavor prawn. So
That's
we'll
a
see.
flavor.
Sounds like a fish name.
I think that it is.
It's a type. Oh,
Robbie's giving you some advice. Digestives are great. Get a cup of tea with that.
With that.
Would it?
There-
And some
Oh.
jammy Dodgers, of course. I had to.
You got Robbie's approval. So
I love
that's
that. Yeah, that
that's
means a
saying
lot.
Yeah, for sure. But guys, before we get into AEW All In, don't forget to check out our merch site. Don't check it out tonight though, because apparently
Yeah.
spring
Check it out
is
tonight.
down.
It's going to be fixed in a second. Give it.
Well,
The
hopefully-
spring isn't springing right now. Relax. Don't panic. It's probably working now. You're fine.
They will get it fixed, but head to the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com this week. Use code AEW All In. You will save 10% off of your order, and I think a perfect purchase this week would be the shirt that I am wearing right now. I know it's hard to see, but that's the point. It is a Bryan Danielson appreciation shirt. I mean, guys, he's main eventing All In, title versus career. The story writes itself. But Tuck, we have other merch there too. You just created some new logos for us.
Yeah, dude. ECF and W. Yeah, okay, we got that. Little watermark or lettermark logo. We've got hoodies. We've got crop tops. We've got tapestries. We've got coffee mugs. We got an assortment of all things. Very comfortable.
Got
Very,
this shirt.
very stylish. Look at that. Look at that. Erica rocking it. Erica, you also have did you get a crop top hoodie?
I got a crop top hoodie and I got the joggers.
Yeah, you did.
I
And the
will.
joggers.
Yeah.
Live.
Joggers are not even there anymore. They're gone. So you
And
got the
they're
last pair.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And you better hold on to that. Autograph that. It might be worth something.
We'll find Toni in
Yeah,
one
hang
day.
your pants.
Erica, do you see that QR code in the corner?
Oh, I do.
If you scan that, all those proceeds from the WWE shop go to us. It helps us out. It's an
Yeah.
affiliate link right there. We are an affiliate of the WWE shop. So scan that QR code right there as Tuck's going to
Win it.
wonderfully present it for you.
Vanna
And
White.
just get you some merch this week because it helps out the show. And of course, all the great stuff happening at the Main Event Wrestling Network. Make sure to follow us at mainevent_net. A lot of good stuff going down there, Ian. Why don't you tell them what's going down at the main event?
Obviously, Tim Vicious always just absolutely firing off content. You can check that out on our YouTube channel as well.
Popping large. He's popping.
Still waiting on that t-shirt design. I got to go around and create that. But yeah, Tim Vicious is always cooking up content. We are always looking for more people to cook up content on YouTube because right now, Tim Vicious has a lockhold on our YouTube account. But we have a lot of room to branch off. If you want to just sit in front of a camera and talk for 30 minutes about wrestling, that's exactly what we're looking for. We want everybody's opinions about wrestling on the YouTube channel. Yes, Jim Tucker.
Balloon font for the shirt.
Ooh, popping large. Maybe have like the E like popping.
Letter balloons.
Needle.
Yeah, with a needle. Oh, okay.
Or
I
like
like it.
Great Brown Hope said, I think Erica liked this idea. We need some OTM koozies to
That's
keep our drinks cold.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'm using koozies all the time. Every single podcast I use a koozie. I need one.
Seems like
I
the
agree.
ideas are flowing in the chat. I appreciate
Love
it. But
that.
guys, I say we get into AEW All In happening this Sunday. Don't forget, if you want to be involved in the AEW predictions contest, I have no idea who our AEW champion here is at OTM.
I think it's
Is it
still
you?
me. I think it's still me.
Probably me.
I do believe.
Maybe Ian. It's definitely not Tuck. But
Do I need to
you
grab my
wanna
title?
Become
It's me.
AEW champion. bit.ly/allin24. I don't want to hear it. You threw a shot at me earlier in the episode.
What are we doing?
We're trying to win the AEW title, Todd.
I can't remember the shot I threw at you. Doesn't sound like something I would do.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my God.
Actually,
You
it's
remember
one of
that?
two. I have the shirt too. It's one of two, but yes.
His is the only shirt non-affiliated with like hosts.
Yes, correct.
Someone that
at
would
that.
probably not buy it bought it. You would
Bogus,
buy it.
I will sign it if you would like me to. Just give me the word.
And of course, we do
Free of charge.
acknowledge Ryan Vogus, one of, if not the greatest MVMs of all time in our
Correct.
5-year
Who,
history.
who are the pillars? Who are the pillars of OTM?
Well, Vogus is on it. Kine is probably on it.
Robbie.
Robbie would
Steve,
probably
and
be
I would
Dirk.
put Steve on there.
We have 5 pillars.
It's a sturdy
round
house.
Yeah,
Does-
you know,
Well, Erica's a pillar, but since she's hosted, that's a separate.
Erica, did you
picture.
ever win the MVM?
Oh yes, I have stickers. I have
Oh.
it's on my laptop right now. You can't tell. You can't
I
see.
have a sticker too, I think.
But Tuck
I
sent me two because I was one of those kids that could not commit a sticker to something, so I had two. And I could comfortably put this.
Makes sense. And of course, Dirk acknowledges his son, Ryan Vogus, who made a tremendous play last night in the
gosh.
Leroy playoffs.
It was
if you haven't seen it.
incredible.
I saw that.
And for those keeping score and have no idea what we're talking about, he was also safe at first in game 1.
Yes. Nobody knows what we're talking about. So let's go to the first matchup here at All In. It's going to be the Casino Gauntlet match. The participants that we do know, Orange Cassidy going to be starting off this match. Hangman Page is going to be involved. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and TBD. Of course, there's going to be numerous other people making an appearance. A big name that's being rumored now that we know that Ricochet is officially All Elite is that he could potentially show up in this match as well, which I think would be a lot of fun. But Ian, since you might be the AEW champion, the winner of this match does get an AEW world title shot in the future. What are we thinking for this one? Who you got?
Well, you kind of have to think about where the title is going to go. And I mean, I guess I have to spoil. No, I'm not going to spoil my prediction. No. Where the title is at currently, it's very high slotted in whoever wins the main event. That title is in a fantastic spot. Needs a really good challenger. And the only name I could think of, I mean, besides Ricochet, but I think that's kind of like I don't want to predict that. I'm going to go with Hangman Page because he's back. Okay, but where does he go from here?
Right.
Everyone doesn't want to see Swerve. Well, they say they don't want to see Swerve versus Hangman again if that's who ends up having the title still. But no one's going to be complaining if it starts happening. So I'm going to go with Hangman Page.
So do you think Ricochet will show up at this point?
I think he'll be on the card at some point, or he'll show up during this card. I am about 95% certain of it. Is he cleared to?
Yeah, I think he is cleared too. There
Who?
were
Okay.
reports today that he had signed with AEW. Obviously, we haven't seen the graphic because he hasn't shown up on TV. But Erica, some big names on that list: Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, Mark Briscoe was a world champion in ROH. Where's your head at for this one? Because it's
I
kind
think
of up in the air.
I think my head's right in the gutter next to Ian's. I also think Hangman Page. I think he's the only one that really has something to do with the state of the current AEW championship. He lost his opportunity to face Swerve at Wembley to Bryan Danielson, and now obviously his thing with Swerve. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Swerve again. Part 3 was 3, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe
Let
4.
them
No, actually, it might be part 4. I think they finished the trilogy.
let them like eat each other alive. Like I don't care. But I think it may carry into later on my thoughts into that main event. But I think as far as also who could it be? And no offense, like Ricochet, happy for you, but I don't see him ever being AEW World Champion. So
Neither.
for certain,
Wow.
Hangman Page. It's Hangman Page for me.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Great Brown Hope says Jinder Mahal debuts with Veer and Sangha. and
Hold on.
wins the Gauntlet match.
While we're bringing this up, I don't understand how they are. I mean, Veer, obviously, get that out of here. But it was Jinder Mahal and what's the big guy's
Bollywood
name?
Boys? Oh, you're talking about something else.
No, I'm talking about with AAA. It was AAA wrestling. He came in, won the tag titles with
I don't. bet
big
that-
guy, huge guy. What's that?
Sanjay Dutt?
Sanjay? No.
Sanjay Dutt.
That's the.
So you said big boy. Sanjay.
But anyway, I don't understand why that is a bad thing. I think what he is doing right now is kind of like the Matt Cardona being a heel. Like, why would you want him to do an honors kind of run around the entire world situation? I let him do his thing. I want Jinder Mahal. I don't want him in AEW right now. I want him to do his thing outside, kind of like doing a Matt Cardona, and he's going to get a lot of money wherever he signs next.
Yeah, probably. And yes, Robbie, Ricochet is going to AEW. A lot of people expected that, and we're definitely going to be getting it. Just an easy, short answer. I agree with you guys. I think it's Hangman Page. The biggest name in this match that we do know of. If Ricochet is in that match, I agree with Erica. I don't think he's going to be shot-putted right into the world title scene. When we get to a match later, I think that's where we're actually going to see Ricochet. I don't think he's going to be in this Gauntlet match. Like I said, we'll get to that, but my pick's got to be Hangman Page. Tuck, I don't know about you.
It's got to
be. It has to be. I think he's the one that well, here's the question. What are they going to do with the Gauntlet match? Are they going to make it like Hangman Page makes the Gauntlet match something? It lends credibility to it. It matters. And so I'm going with Hangman Page as well. The TBD should be fun, but there should be someone in this mix on our screen, Orange Cassidy, Hangman, one of those guys that has to win it. If Ricochet comes in and wins this Gauntlet match, don't love it.
Too much too soon.
Yeah, I don't see him as a world champ either. I think it'll be fun, but let's see. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, what do we know?
He is going to put on good matches. I mean, we saw him do it in WWE. It was just hard getting connected to him as a character. And that's where I think he's really going to need to find his footing in AEW. But then again, AEW isn't a character-focused company, so maybe they're just going to let him cook in the ring and great things are going to happen. It'll be entertaining.
I kind of want to differ with that. Just a really quick discussion. You said it wasn't a character-driven company, but the people that do end up rising to the top are character-driven. Like a Swerve, not insane in the ring, but his character got to that point where, okay, we need to be invested into him. Like, at some point, AEW needs to turn that curve into their process of building talent. Like, even the Outrunners right now, their character is driving them up in the ranks. So I think at some point they got to really start focusing on that. And I know that's not AEW, but we're seeing success from other people in the company just because they're devoting into their character.
And also, not for nothing, but if we haven't gotten connected or failed to connect with Ricochet after 8 years of knowing him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more than just WWE.
Yeah. I mean, Ian, you are right, though. I mean, you look at the people at the top of the card. Toni Storm is a very deep character, obviously, and then MJF with the All-American Championship or whatever they're calling it. So, yeah, I do get that. But for, majority of their tenure,
correct, yes, I agree.
It hasn't really been a character-driven company. But nonetheless, we are going with Adam Hangman Page to win this Gauntlet match and get a world title shot. Probably at All Out. I don't know. We will see. But let's move on to the Trios Championship. The Patriarchy taking on the House of Black, the Bang Bang Gang, and spoiler alert, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac ended up winning a match on Collision. So they will be the final team in this Trios Championship. Erica, I don't know about you. The Trios titles really aren't doing much for me personally. So I'm not too excited, but knowing this is a ladder match, it probably will be entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like I love the idea of the Trios Championship. And I think in the beginning it was hot. And I loved when it was House of Black and the Acclaimed and were the Elite ever? I don't remember. But there's so much that you could do with it. I don't know. Having the Patriarchy being the ones to hold it, now I'm kind of just like, meh. I get it. Like at first it was funny. Krishna had all the belts, blah, blah, blah. I think that they have the chance, I should say, to breathe life back into these titles with this match. And hopefully that's what happens. And I bleed for the BCC. So I got to take my boys, Claudio, Wheeler, and Pac. Honorary member.
Uh-oh.
And Ian's out.
And now
Gags is Ian.
I mean, so with this one, it's kind of what I'm reaching for is kind of the Pac Wembley moment. What's that?
Oh, he said Hawk to him.
No, not Hawks. I was reaching for that Pac moment with Wembley Stadium. Obviously, we know he's from the area, so that's kind of where my mind immediately goes to. We know AEW kind of pulls the trigger on stuff like that. But when I think of who needs it the most, I don't think the patriarchy needs it. I think they could come back to that title at some point. They're those type of heels that no matter when they come in for that title picture, you're not shaking your head saying they don't deserve to be in this. So they could lose the titles. And the same with the House of Black. I don't think the House of Black has gotten to a point where they need to do something with him or I'm going to really lose interest in them.
They're always going to be cool.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just where the storylines fit in. And the Bang Bang Gang at the same time, it's another team where last year, even this year, they were holding so many titles. It was kind of like, okay, cool. That's awesome. But the titles have to mean something. And again, this pairing of Claudio, Yuta, and Pac, it's kind of okay. It's iffy.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I'm listening, Ian.
No, I just don't understand how they got to this point with Pac and Claudio and Yuta. It just doesn't make sense to me in my mind. I'm just going to go with the normal AEW of shooting from the hip, homegrown talent sort of figure. I'm going to go Claudio, Yuta, and Pac. And I probably hate myself for doing that.
All right, guys.
I don't hate you for doing that. Well, you have that going for you.
What did you guys pick?
Both teams picked Claudio, Yuta, and Pac.
God, I thought I was going to be original going with that
friend, Wheeler Yuta. That sent a cameo.
I don't know if you guys brought up the point, but Pac on AEW Dynamite said he's never gotten that moment in his home country.
I had to bring that up, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I think they are going to win the trios title. I mean, the patriarchy, man, they're doing some entertaining stuff, but I just don't know if the trios division is the spot for them. I mean, hell, even Luchasaurus doesn't even wear the title. That's Mama Wayne's title.
Yeah, they're waiting for that moment of Luchasaurus to start being Luchasaurus. I think they're going to be good on their storylines coming forward.
Yeah. Tuck, did you get the chance to go or no?
No, I haven't went yet. Vogus says every time Ian talks, it's only in his left earbud and it's driving me nuts.
Same.
Are
you?
I don't know why it's just my left earbud, too.
I have nothing on, so I hear you all the way.
Okay. Respect. Yeah. I left earbud only for me. Robbie's heading out. Erica, enjoy the digestives. It just sounds weird to say that.
Yeah, that's a sentence you don't see every day.
That's all it is. And the Wyatt 6 got Ian. They got gags.
Yeah.
Short circuited over there.
Great Brown Hope forgot who I was, I think. But
last time of the pod was when Gags had to leave. Best 2 minutes in the biz.
Ian typing reminds me. Do you ever see that gif of the girl? She's got like long nails and she's like chewing gum, and it's like,
yeah.
Tuck, you gonna give me a pick or what?
Claudio, Yuta, and Pac. I think it's pretty easy, straightforward pick. Yeah, you're not original. Just
or maybe you guys.
That's why we're all friends.
Yeah,
that could be it. All right, let's move on here to the next match. Tag team titles will be on the line. The Young Bucks, the champions, the EVPs, taking on FTR, which is a match we saw last year, and the Acclaimed. Triple threat action here. I think the titles are probably staying on the Young Bucks. I think there's more juice to squeeze from the Elite being those, EVP heels with the title belts. If you give the belts to FTR, it really doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't excite me. What they've been doing on AEW television, in my opinion, has just been okay. They're going to put on good matches, but storyline-wise, I don't think they've really found anything. And the Acclaimed, they seem to be losing steam as well with the crowd. So I think the safe play here is just to keep the title on the Young Bucks, let them heal it up, and then we'll go from there. But I do want to say I would like to see some different tag teams in the tag team title scene. Just saying. Tucky, what you got?
I agree. I'm picking the Young Bucks to retain just because I don't have a big why for the other two to get them. And you can, like you said, heels winning a ladder match does make sense, and they're almost not even like being heelish, so it can be pretty straightforward. Am excited for the match. I think the Acclaim need to have a good one because right now I feel like they're a bubble team in the NCAA tournament. They have cooled off significantly to me.
You said this is a ladder match. I don't think this one is. I think the trio.
Oh, it is. You're right. I wish it was.
Yeah, right. I think. It's still going to be a good match regardless. Erica, where are you at with this one?
I'm with the two of you and think that the belts stay on the Bucks. I will always be happy. I know I'm in the minority, but FTR are my boys, and I will always be happy with them holding belts. It's unfortunate that the Acclaimed, I feel like coming out of Blood and Guts, like the two of them came out of that match as like new men. But like you both said, they kind of just like lost a bit of steam since. And I know that like the online audience is tired of FTR, tired of the Acclaim. So to touch on what you said, Kyle, yeah, we need new legitimate tag teams.
But who?
Rather, what's the word? Formidable. I learned that word from Corey Graves. Formidable tag teams that you could see being champions. But I also really do enjoy this EVP title reign from the Bucks. So I'm cool with them winning. So yeah.
I got a question for the chat before we move on, and maybe we'll discuss it too. You pluck one tag team from WWE to put in AEW's tag team division. Who
Street
is
Profits.
it? I was going to say the same thing.
Profits
could go be nasty
in
over
WWE?
there.
You know, it's like hot and cold all the time with them. That's the first thought.
Erica, what do you think?
Well, now that you guys
WWE tag
Lucha
team.
Brothers to WWE, but that might already happen. That's my other choice.
Well, yeah, I think that's.
I know, because I was gonna say, what if you had a trade?
Yeah, that would be my trade.
Ooh, we should do that one day and like trade
Good episode.
Trade AEW to WWE and vice versa. Who you think would flourish better on the other brand? Ooh, okay.
Ian had to take a step away. Not sure why. I hope everything's all right, but he might be back. He might not. But regardless, we got three of us. Great Brown Hope said Legado del Fantasma. That's a good one. They're not really doing much in WWE.
Yeah, that I think their stock rise. It could go over to AEW and rise.
Ooh, what do we think about this one though? Vogus Final Testament.
I think that's a good idea because of where they're at with WWE. But I still like the group. I like the Authors of Pain. I like Karrion Kross. The freshly shaved Karrion Kross is not my jam. Kind of looks like a clay thumb, but
a clay thumb.
It's just he's just there. I don't know.
Great Brown Hope said they're not doing much. They're on TV every week. Yeah, they're on TV in the background every week. What are they doing in the ring? You know? But hey, going over to AEW would be interesting. But regardless, we are going with the Young Bucks to retain the tag team titles. Let's move on to this one, I guess. The Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, the For the World champion, taking on Hook. And if Hook does not win, I believe he can no longer challenge for the FTW title. So with knowing that,
then Chris Jericho never retires, and we are stuck with him for the next 40 years.
we might. Don't speak that into existence.
I know. I think that's Jericho's plan.
Or we might just get this match at next year's All In, because I feel like we've gotten this one a few times as well. Erica, since you're talking, well, you might as well just give us your pick. What are you thinking here?
God, gotta just speak it into existence. I hope it's Hook. I also have to say, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't know what he has going on, but maybe like Joe and Shibata, and it's like a thing, whatever, and they help Hook win. Did I tell you, Kyle?
What?
About my meet and greet with Joe?
Yeah, you want to tell the audience on what happened?
Let's just say it didn't end up happening, and I cried on the spot. But anyway, so I hope he at least comes back and I see him on the TV. And did he like didn't show up? I've never been to a con before, so I'm foolishly thinking it's like a wrestling thing. And I paid for the professional photo op, and the information was very lacked bad. And I didn't know that if the professional photo op was at 5:15, that I needed to be there at 5:15. So I got there a bit after that and was told that he had left.
That's not good.
I was like $200 out and like an hour drive each way out. And I was lay bummed.
Joe, if you're watching this, which you're not,
and I know you are.
Let's make this happen.
This will get to Joe. I'm going to see to it. That's unacceptable.
Get our PR team on it, but
well, and I don't know that we can blame Joe right now.
No, I wanted to. I was on a Fox thing. Mike was like, "Don't say that. You don't mean that." And then I had my Joe shirt on, and as I'm leaving, this kid dressed as a wizard was like, Joe, the blah, 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 blah. And I go, no, Samoa Joe. And he's not here. I just like.
Say a wizard?
Well, because it was
wizard head.
Con, yeah.
So, yeah.
What was your pick, by the way? Did you give us a
Hook.
By help with Samoa Joe, so I could see him.
That would be justified, as Tony Khan would say. I mean, it's got to be Hook, right, guys? I mean,
yes.
I know it's kind of boring that we're all picking the same things, but if Chris Jericho wins here, Hook's done, man. He really needs to get a big convincing win. I would like Hook just to get out of this title scene. It's not even a real title, so I'm just gonna go with Hook, Tuck.
It's not even real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Hook too. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's the bathroom break, like the Great Brown Hope said in the comment section. But a match I am looking forward to, and this man is undefeated in coffin matches. Darby Allin taking on the TNT champion Jack Perry. This one's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not sure who's going to win, but I have a feeling that, like with the Young Bucks, that we should just keep the titles on the Elite for now. Because does Darby really need this? He's got a world title opportunity at Grand Slam a couple weeks later. So if he wins the TNT title and he goes into that match as TNT champion, then they got a title versus title situation, and I think that just makes things a little confusing.
It's not cross streams here, people.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jack Perry to retain, but like I said, should be a good one, Tuck.
I hope they do. Wasn't the last one that badass one where they shut the lid and the casket dropped?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just hope that happens again. Jack Perry. Cool
Erica?
casket.
Yeah, I think Jack Perry. Also, did you see the video of him, how he made that belt? That was like super impressive. Yeah. So for like that alone. And I feel like I respect Darby Allin being undefeated in coffin matches, but I think every good streak must end. And I just think this is like a good time to do it. Jack Perry in the Elite, like you said, keep the belt on him. He put so much work into that belt too. So yeah, let him have it.
A lot of people are saying that he just customized the belt. They're not going to, exchange the title right away.
He melded for that belt.
Yeah. Great Brown Hope says Darby Allin loses without getting pinned, so it doesn't hurt him. Yeah.
Love
Makes
that.
a lot of sense for sure. So we're all going with Jack Perry to
retain. And no rules. There could be shenanigans. Other people can come in. They can leverage the unfair fight thing. It's not like
add to the legitimacy of Jack Perry. If this was Jungle Boy versus Darby Allin, we'd all be like, Darby, shove him in that casket, Darby.
Right. Exactly. It is a different Jack Perry, and it's a lot better for sure. Yeah. Cage is in the chat. He said he was at football tonight and he wasn't going to be here, but here he is. He's going with Jack Perry. That's some dedication right there, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by. You do love it. But one match I do love. This is a dream match of mine. It might have even been mentioned when we did our Forbidden Door WWE versus AEW. It's happening in real life in AEW. Mercedes Mone, the TBS champion, taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This feels like a toss-up to me. Oh, that's good. I was not expecting that. You caught me off guard. It definitely feels like a toss-up. Like I said, definitely a dream match, at least for me personally. Tucky, where are you at on this one? I'm a little confused.
I thought I was going to be more excited about it.
Do you think the Britt Baker news kind of ruined the build?
I don't like Mercedes on the mic, so I don't. I haven't believed her in my own head, so like I think this will be a great match. I'm excited to watch it. I'm going Britt Baker and new.
Interesting. You think
confidence about a 2 out of 10 there?
You think that sets up a match at All Out? 2 weeks.
Yeah, run it back. Maybe Mercedes wins it in the States. I don't know. I think there's money in the feud. I just hope Mercedes gets better on the mic a little bit for me.
No, that makes sense. Great Brown Hope said Britt gonna take the L. Mercedes getting a W over Britt was for sure a part of the deal. And Cage also has Mercedes retaining with the help of Camille, but I hope we get a return after. Yeah, Erica, the name that people are speculating is, where is Jamie Hayter? Because we know the history with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. Is she the equalizer in this match? I'm not sure, but what are your thoughts on this one?
I'll tell you my thoughts. That I'm a hater by nature, and I'm proud of it. And every time Mercedes Mone comes on my television, I turn it off. You're not getting my ratings, bitch. So
Wow.
I'm not thrilled with this match.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh yes, and I'm a grudge holder. Oh yeah, flip her right off. That being said, Britt Baker also not being my personal favorite. I will probably leave the room for this match, but I did hear Sean Ross Sapp say or read that he believes that the interpersonal relationship between Britt and Jamie is no more.
Interesting.
Which I would have naturally thought that she, would be the equalizer for this. Also, it being in England, I feel like it does make sense. I think
is she the reason Britt loses?
Ooh. She could come back. All right.
People aren't going to want to boo her, though. That's the problem.
No. So what if she comes back, helps Britt win, and then it maybe turns into something with like, I always have to help you. You wouldn't get far without me, blah, 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 blah. That type of thing, like a little spat between the two of them. Regardless, I think Mercedes retains, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks for this match. Obviously, you will have Camille ringside, like Cage was saying. If we do get Jamie Hayter, though, I'm assuming it would probably be after the match if Britt were to win, but we really haven't heard anything about Jamie's status and where she's at. I'm not really confident to say that just because this is in her home country, she's going to be there. So I'm going to assume she's not a factor in this and that it's just Mercedes, Britt, and Camille ringside. I do think this is going to be a longer feud. I do believe we are going to get more matches between these two, and it's going to get better than it is right now because I agree with Tuck. The build hasn't been that great. All that being said, though, I'm going to agree with Erica. I think Mercedes somehow, some way is going to get the win here via shenanigans, which will set up a rematch between Britt Baker and Mercedes Mone at All Out in Chicago. Maybe that's just me wanting that because I'm going to All Out, but what the Great Brown Hope said, Tuck, I don't see Mercedes losing. It's probably a part of her deal that she's going to have a long title reign.
Well, from a business standpoint, it makes complete sense.
Mone.
Lame.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Vogus said, does Erica like Mercedes or Saraya more?
Woof. Did you see that Saraya and Toni Storm
Woof.
thing?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I choose the gun in my mouth.
Okay. There you go. So, me and Erica are going with Mercedes, and Tucky is going with Britt Baker here.
Very soft. The form is official, okay?
Oh, you did put it on the form.
No, the form is my official vote. I haven't filled that out yet.
Fair enough. I got you. Let's move on to this one. This should be a very good one. The crowd's definitely going to be into it. MJF, the American champion, taking on Will Ospreay, the former international champion. I believe if Will does get the win here, he will probably bring back the old title. But this gimmick is relatively new for MJF, Tuck. He kind of just started doing it the past couple months. It seems like it might be, too early in this gimmick for him to drop the title. What do you think about this?
Dude, talk about mega heat if he wins. You know what I mean? And I think it continues his credibility. He is a superstar. I've loved what he's done with this American Championship.
Like it?
Well, I've watched him he's been doing a lot more press. So I've been watching some of the YouTube stuff that he's been doing, some interviews, and like he spins away, and it's perfect when he's doing interviews in or about the UK or in London, how he spins everything back to America being great. Like, I just think it's been an opportunity for him to show how witty he is. And I think that's where the money's at. And I completely expect a wonderful, like, this is probably match of the night for me going into it. I just think Tony Khan's going to put it on Ospreay, like give him that moment. And MJF, such a professional and a businessman, that he would put him over too. Right. And he's great at selling. I'm going Ospreay.
The timing of the gimmick makes a lot of sense, obviously being an election year here in the States, so I get why they're doing it. But for me, it's probably been my least favorite MJF gimmick, and maybe the reason he's doing it is just so he loses here, Erica, and just completely drops the entire thing because he doesn't have his American Championship anymore. What do you think about this one?
Personally, I'm tired of MJF. I'm tired of this. It's the same BS spiel every night. It's like after a while, like nothing you're saying is like shocking anymore, and it just comes off as like lame, try hard, like desperate. It's just not reading. I don't know. It could just be I'm not uptight, but it makes me feel like I'm being uptight. I just think it's like corny at this point. I'm going to take Bruv on this. And yeah, I just think MJF is just like, it's tired. It's like, we get it. And then there's just like, we excuse it because he's such a good heel, but I just think he's just like shitty and just needs to like sit down for a bit. I don't know. So just eat the L, like the great American hero, like it ain't working for you in my eyes. But again, proud hater over here. So
fair enough.
I also like that idea, like what Cage just said.
Erica, I think there's a little bit of an echo. It might be coming from your end of things. I don't know if something disconnected over there. It's gone away. We're good. Don't worry about it.
Is it my chamber? Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Cage said Ospreay wins with the help of a returning Daniel Garcia, Ospreay versus Pac, and Garcia versus MJF at All Out. That
I like that.
Something. I do like that, and I'm going to agree with you guys. I think it's got to be Will Ospreay. I feel like this pay-per-view is made for Will Ospreay. He's going to have his biggest moment in AEW to date here, beating MJF, who in my opinion is probably the greatest AEW champion of all time. That might be a controversial take. That's just me, but yeah, Will Ospreay here, and I do like what the Great Brown Hope's saying too. I don't know his status. He said, I need Miro to be the next challenger. Miro versus Will Ospreay would be a clash of styles. That would be a lot of fun. So yeah, to me, I think it has to be the Bruv. So I'm going with Will Ospreay as well. Vogus asks, what is the better show, WSC Wrestling on YouTube or Dynamite? That's for you, Tuck.
At this time, I think it's got to be WSC Stage Creator. You know, you love to watch action figure wrestling. I don't turn it off if it auto plays. That's where I'm at with it. I'm like, okay, I'm hooked.
You're in. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Erica, we were watching after SummerSlam. It might have been after GCW too. There was just a wrestling figure YouTube channel. The guy just creates everything, does the moves, entrances, and everything.
Like live action figure wrestling.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's a lot of fun. It was. So
I'm
we're
gonna
all
check him
going
out.
with Will Ospreay to become the new
Yeah,
champion. Probably the international champion, right? He's going to bring it back.
Yes.
So we got two more to talk about here. This matchup has had probably, you could argue, the best build going into AEW All In. A lot of history here between these two women. Timeless Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, taking on her former protege, the Glamour Mariah May, who I'm thinking she's been doing some great stuff on Dynamite. The story has been fantastic, but you know, I think we could have kept Toni Storm off TV for a little bit after Mariah attacked her originally. That's my only gripe with it. Regardless, I still think Toni Storm somehow, some way is going to retain here. I don't think it's Toni's final act. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I think Jamie Hayter would probably return and go straight to the world title scene. And I think Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter does a lot more for me than Mariah May versus Jamie Hayter. And that's not taking anything away from Mariah May. Like I said, love what she's doing. And if you ask me who I want to win, it probably is Mariah May. But something's pulling me towards Toni Storm. I think she's going to hold on to the title a little bit longer, Tuck. What do you think?
Yeah, I am going to go Mariah May. And the reason I think there's going to be some title changes. I think this one is arguable and can really put Mariah May on the map. Depends on, I think we learn what AEW's bigger picture with Mariah May is here. I think they're going to make a statement.
You think Mariah's going to walk away with the title?
Yep. All In's their big show, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to pop large here, people.
Well, and you also can't have just big moments being the baby faces, you know? You can't just give the crowd everything that they want. They got to get a dastardly heel win somewhere. So if there were to be a match, Erica, this might be the one. I don't know what you think.
No, because I could see it from both sides. I see. Damn it. I got your video. Thank you. But
You're welcome.
Mariah, I could see winning. I thought that she would until I think at first I was thinking, okay, what does she do after that? Like, what does she do? Obviously, Toni's going to, unless I know these are all the thoughts that I thought. Like, normally she would win. Toni would go off TV for a bit, regroup, this and that. Potentially she can come back, challenge her, this and that. But what would Mariah May do in the meantime? But like, I could also see Toni just being like a thorn in her side. And every time like Mariah goes to defend the belt or whatever, that like Toni's always there. There's also the Jamie Hayter angle of it all. I don't know. I really don't know. It all just seems so stupid. I know it's like,
I think lends credibility to the feud. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I thought this should, well, before I knew the stipulation of the main event, I thought that this should be and would be the main event. I really don't know. God, I don't know. It's been like a great build up too, but it's all also like, I need more time.
Wrestling, baby.
I know it.
The only another reason why I think Toni could win, Erica, is do you remember what happened at the end of Dynamite? Mariah May did get the upper hand, and she's been getting the upper hand a lot recently.
Do you think that it diminishes her at all? I don't.
No.
But then, like, don't you think then that like Mariah is gonna have this obsession with Toni? I just like think too far ahead. I guess I could see it working better if Mariah were to win.
Go with it. Yeah.
Fuck it. You can't, Mariah May.
Okay. So I am going to differ with you guys. Yeah. All right. Toni Storm for me, Mariah May for these two, which then takes us to one
It's
more
May
match.
Day, baby.
Hey.
That could be a
May
t-shirt.
Just something off the top, you know.
It's
Logan wants to
gonna
know,
be May.
where does cardboard Finn Balor stay on a regular basis?
He was folded up tightly in my parents' house, and then my mom said, "Get this out." And so then
Was Finn
I brought
staring
it out.
at your mom?
Get this out.
Get this out. Yes. So
She wanted the spooky out of the house, dude. Judgment Day.
I told you when I first got him, and he was like in my bedroom, and I had a heart attack every single time. I'd walk up the stairs, I'm like, he's gonna be there. Like, don't worry about it. And I'd walk in and just freak.
I would do that when I had the Rock behind me, and I would walk into this room here. I'd be like, "Oh, Dwayne Johnson's in my room."
I think on Halloween he'll make like a scary shadow in the window, potentially with like a hockey mask on. So he'll get some use.
Vibe.
Great
Tucky
ass.
loves the spooky vibes.
Love
We're
those
big
abs
Halloween
too. Shout out Finn.
He might have 12 abs. I'm being dead serious. That man is ripped. But we have one more match to talk about. It is the main event of All In. Title versus career. The AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland taking on one of the GOATs, Bryan Danielson. And of course, if he loses, he's retiring, folks. So this could be the final time we see Bryan Danielson wrestle. With knowing that, Jim Tucker, do you think the guy who never wins titles in AEW is finally going to do it here in the main event of All In?
Man, this is, to me, I think is tougher than Mariah May and Toni Storm.
A coin.
I'm going to say Bryan Danielson wins. I think he's going to lose it at Wrestle Dream and be done. That's my, that's where I lean. I think, and that's kind of the only way they can do it now, right? If they want that story. So wouldn't be surprised if Swerve retains and it's kind of maybe worse than what we thought or something like that. Or there is something to be nervous about in regards to Bryan Danielson. I think, I think Bryan Danielson could win too. And then that's a good champion to put on your roster, right? Bryan Danielson won a title here too. He held a title here,
Yeah, he would join Moxley, I think Danielson, I don't think has ever won New Japan Gold. I was going to say the first or second person to hold all those world titles, but I don't think he's ever won a New Japan. But Danielson is that guy that understands the business. He seems like somebody that would put over Swerve here in this spot. What is there a bigger stage? Yes, you can make a case for Wrestle Dream because both men are from Washington, and they could main event Wrestle Dream and do it all over again, and it would be spectacular. But another thing you got to think of, and Erica, I know this is going to confuse you even more, if we all had Hangman Page winning that Gauntlet match, Hangman's got more history with Swerve than he does Danielson. Granted, Hangman does have a win over Bryan Danielson. Maybe he could be the one to end Bryan Danielson's career at Wrestle Dream. Just a lot going on here. Just give me your thoughts because it's a lot to take in.
No, this has been very emotional for me. I never want Bryan Danielson to stop wrestling ever. Also, Birdie Joe and I share the same birthday, so I understand the hate against her, but that's also like my girl. What I think is going to happen is I think Hangman Page does have an influence on the result of this match. I think he comes in and as a big fuck you to Swerve, costs Swerve the match. Bryan Danielson, the nobleman that he is, came into AEW not wanting to win championships. It's not why he came here. He wanted to get people over. He wanted to just have great matches. He wanted to make the alternative something worth watching, which he has done beautifully. I think he wins. I think he gets a little feather in his cap. And I think what Tuck said, I think he loses it at Wrestle Dream. And if that's where he retires in his home state, I think that's where he's best doing that. So that is what I think.
I've been on the Bryan Danielson train from the beginning. I mean, I thought it just makes a lot of sense for the reasons that we said. He can end his career in his hometown, but I'm going to change my pick. I don't want it to happen. I think it would be a great moment for Bryan Danielson to put that feather in the cap, like you said. He can, and then every match afterwards is basically just title versus career. If he loses that title, he's done. That puts butts in seats. That gets people watching on TV every single week. It would be very smart for Bryan Danielson to become World Heavyweight Champion.
Did I sway you? Did I influence you?
So I just want to be different, to be completely honest with you. On the forum, I put Bryan Danielson, but I genuinely think this is a toss-up. So I'm going to say Swerve Strickland is going to retain his AEW World title, which will then set up another match with him and Hangman Page in the future for that title. Danielson's a nice guy. I don't think he wants to win. So
Danielson is a good person.
I'm trying to convince myself the opposite of what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't know. Regardless, it's going to be, this could be the match of the year. And we've had a lot of good matches this year, guys.
Yeah, AEW puts on good matches.
Needless to say, there's going to be an American Dragon sign in this house come Sunday.
Well, unfortunately, it's not come Tuesday. That's a miss for me. But
come Sunday. That's earlier.
Why are you making a sign? There's going to be nobody else there.
Doesn't matter. Just for the love of the game.
For love of the game, dude. She's a fucking fan.
I bought fucking snacks today.
She's got digestives.
I bought chocolate digestives, dude. Come on.
She's real. Homie.
I bought bacon onion chips. Crisp. Sorry.
Crisp. Yeah.
We're just doing boring breakfast here. Not British breakfast.
Speaking of breakfast, did you see Mercedes' first breakfast that she had when she got into the UK?
It was poor. And then
Not
the Americans
great
were like, what's on top? And the British are like, two of the saddest looking mushrooms I've ever seen.
Yeah. KJ says sign. They want the sign.
You'll see. I'll post a picture.
You haven't posted on social media in like 3 years.
Well, I'll send it and then you can post it. I got the weekend to myself. I'm going to be arts and crafting. So I'm going to make it awesome.
Fair enough. All right. So I'm going with Swerve Strickland to retain the world title. You two are going with a new world champion in Bryan Danielson. That's what I'm rooting for. That's what I hope that happens. But if you guys want to get involved and share your predictions and see if you can become AEW OTM champion, go to bit.ly/allin24. See if you can dethrone our full-time part-timer Ian Garavalia. But we are at the end of the show. Is he cheeks? Yeah, he is pretty cheeks. We are at the end of the show, so we have to award the most valuable mark. Tuck, if they don't know what the MVM is all about, why don't you let them know?
It's the MVM goes to the not only the most active commenter, but the most quality active commenter. You know, we value everyone in the community, but we want community interaction, and we got plenty tonight, and we always appreciate that. We love people contributing and adding to the conversations. It also feels like we've got fact checkers left and right that know, and so a lot of people help the show. And the MVM of this show is not only the person that commented the most, but contributed and a friend of the network. Gags.
Yeah, I think this might be an and still, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it is the Great Brown Hope. This is what happens when you take a week off from podcasting. Well earned.
Absolutely.
Excitement levels, guys, for Sunday. I'm at about a 9 out of 10. I don't know about you guys.
14.
14?
Oh, shit. Well, she's got that.
I'm amped.
Yeah.
Tuck, where are we at?
7 to 8. Yeah. Every day grows a little bit, and I am looking forward to it. Like the Sunday's just going to be elite. It starts at 10 a.m. over here. Come on. Let's go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You just wake up and
I'm
wrestling.
fine. I can enjoy the shit out of that show. Well, before I'll enjoy the shit out of the show, and I'll be fine on Monday. Come Monday.
Yes, you will.
I already asked Mike. I was like, "How do you mind how far I lean into the British spirit on Sunday?" And he was like, just nothing that causes like permanent damage." And I was like, "Deal."
Cool. All right.
So you're going all out for All In, is what
I'm
you're
going
doing.
all TFO for All In.
Well, we love to see it. And if you want to share that picture with us, we will send it out
I'm
on
gonna.
our socials. Speaking of our socials, make sure you're following us at Pod on the Mark on every single site: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I know I'm probably missing one, but we're everywhere. Also, check out all the great stuff happening at the Main Event Wrestling Network, guys. If you want to be a part of the network, just reach out to one of us. Reach out to the Main Event at mainevent_net. Don't forget, we are an affiliate of the WWE shop. So if you scan the QR code that is in the corner right now, you will be helping out the show. It is not free to do this every single week, but we still love doing it because we get awesome interaction from you guys. And of course, all the great merchandise that we have to offer at the On the Mark WrestlingPodcast.com. If you use promo code AEW All In, you will save 10% off your order. Get yourself a Brian Danielson appreciation shirt. Help us celebrate 5 years of OTM by heading on over to the On the Mark WrestlingPodcast.com. Erica, always a pleasure to sit down and get to talk wrestling with you. It feels like we haven't done it in a while. You got any final remarks before we sign off?
I love it. I can't believe it's 5 years. When you texted me, I was like, "There's no way." And then I did the math, and I was like, "Wow, I guess it really has." You and I go back to, at least for me, like our old show.
2016 was it that I met
Voldemort.
you?
17? I don't remember. But yeah, long ago. And then I did the math, and I loved being a part of this. I love, even when I'm not on the show or a part of the show, I love being a part of the community of the guys that you have built. I'm like very proud, like older sister, aunt, proud of you guys for as far as you come and what you have built, just like being who you are. And it just draws in friends and support and the community that you have going on. And I just wish the best for you because you guys deserve it. You guys are awesome. You're doing something. You're so genuine at it that it's just like it bleeds through. And that's why you have the crowd that you do and the friends that you do. And I just hope it continues to grow and grow.
You got me emotional. I don't know about Tuck, but I got a little teared up. I'm not going to lie.
I started looking away from the screen for a minute there.
I'm blinking a lot over here.
Something,
thank you, Eric.
It's the air. So I got to turn the air purifier on or something. It's getting scratchy in here.
Very kind words, Erica. Thank you very much for being a part of this once again. Tucky, why don't you send us home for episode 209?
Dude, if you think about onthemarkwrestlingpodcast.com and you're thinking about a merch purchase, we've been around. You know what I mean? It's been 5 years. So looking back on it, it's just been a lot of fun. And Erica, like you said, I don't make it every week. And you're still part of the community the way the way, like you always have, whether you were on the show or not. You know, I'm still trying to buy you shit at shows. Like, you know, it's just what it is. So it is a special community. It is a special place to be. The Main Event Wrestling Network is something that I think, Kyle, you should be very proud of as well, because it's fun, you know, and it's a community at Main Event _net. So we've got All In coming up on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. bit.ly/allin24. That's a Google form for you to fill out. Whoever you choose, remember on that form, you're picking the declared winner. Okay, you are choosing the one that will be announced.
I also want to throw it out there for the trios match. The TBD is Claudio, Yuta, and Pac when you are filling that out.
Fair.
Allegedly.
Oh.
I guess we'll find out, right?
Yes. Tune into Collision to find out.
It won't.
And until next week, next week we're talking AEW All In. You know what I mean? We got to run down. There's something's probably going to happen on SmackDown. Don't forget, something's probably going to happen on Raw. We got things to talk about, people. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.